about over here, I'll put the near knot in it. Well, 10-foot knot. And then we'll go, let's say, another 12 feet. Put a second knot in. The short knot is if you toss it to the MOB nearby the boat. The long knot is if you're towing the MOB, then you can get to use the long knot. And if you haven't checked to see if your line is clear, you need to run the line just like you would a spinnaker halyard. You don't need to do this every day, you just need to do it when you put it on the boat. Now this is set up on the port side. The engine's on the starboard, that makes sense. Which way will the boat turn when it does the pickups? It'll turn to the left, that's right, because this is going to be, you want it on the inside of the turn. Given the fact you have a GPS here, you don't want this over the top. You probably want to put it through here. And then up to the cleat. Bowling with an extra hitch. And now it'll trail in that direction. Now you got to pack it correctly. You start from the bottom and just feed it down to the bag, just like the whaling guys did with their harpoons and lines. It has to run out freely. You don't hank it, you don't coil it, you just feed it into the bag. This is made for a bigger boat. This is probably longer line than it has to be. You know, depending on how tight a boat can turn, you don't need 130 or 140 feet of line for this boat. You probably could cut 20 feet off it, but you don't want to do that till you've tested it. So I'm not even at the knot yet. It just means you're going to have more line over the stern than you need. So we just got to the 20-foot knot. Now we're at the 10-foot knot. Okay, so why don't are we on the anchor over there?
No, we haven't put an anchor yet.
Okay. While we're getting the anchor pulled out, we can demonstrate a few things here. First, if you do come alongside the MOB, let's say it's fair weather or daylight, you're not worried about coming near them. You don't want to come too close to them. You want to come up so they're 5–10 feet away from your leeward hull, or a little further if it's choppier. But these things can be thrown, and so you walk it up to midships, port side, up by the shroud, and making sure you're not going to go overboard too. And it's easy to toss it. And I don't hit anybody, but you can toss it easily unless you're in the gale. Somebody else on the crew ought to be making sure the line doesn't go in the water into the engine back there. The helmsman can do that, for example. But now, there's something in it, so why don't you put the, you know you have no rotating mast, we'll make good use of it. There you go. So that's it. And then the spinnaker halyard gets attached to this and hoisted up over the side.
Why are you using the spinnaker halyard?
You don't want to waste the time taking the mainsail halyard off. Okay. Spinnaker halyard tends to, on most boats, freely swivel around and move around.
Gotcha.
And with a swivel mast, it's even easier. Because when the load goes on, the mast turns, and it's a cleaner lead.
Thank you.
And the spinnaker halyard can't be, you know, some people like to shorten the tails of their spinnaker halyards to get rid of the weight. But you want to have a spinnaker halyard that's long enough that you can walk it back and not fetch up against it.
Yep.
And then one crew kind of helps guide the MOB back up and on board in the middle of the AMA. Maybe walk forward this side of it if you want to, just get away from the stern. Okay. And now keep on just for a second. Now, if you're getting a mouthful of water, first of all, people in the boat should know to stop this boat and slow it down. But just swivel around, point the other way. Yeah. Now you're being towed on your back. Okay. Now, if we had the lights on it, there'd be a light pointing each way. And that would be helpful in the dark. There should be reflector tapes so you can light up the road. Okay. You can get out of that.
How about when you're actually lifting him? He's got to hold on.
Yeah. Why don't you
Keep your arms down.
Why don't you stand there? We'll get a spinning guy over here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See what I got here? Yeah, okay.
But there's still.
Yeah, that's okay, as long as it's slack.
Wrapping it.
Okay, why don't you move over a little bit there? Okay. So this is the short knot. This shackle should be strong enough, but you could always put it through and tie a bowl in, but I'd rather not spend the time doing that. So your shackle should be strong enough, but on both the sides, there's not a whole lot of spare. And, which is your spinnaker halyard here? Oh, it's on the starboard side. Oh, you switched halyards, okay. Cross halyards, okay. Now, somebody's on the halyard. Now he's being pulled up and in. Okay. How do we get this hatch down here?
If you want me to come down, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that here. You can
Get this down? Yes. But we're learning already, if this is up, it's hard to use your winch. Okay. Okay. So figure out which is the winch to use. It's all part of it. It's a little easier if you don't have crossed hat. Well, actually, it's not crossed hat, it just have to be a starboard. That's all right, it still works.
Or it could be brought over to the side.
Okay, but just as long as it's each boat. Okay, now
Actually pick him up yet.
why don't you come over here just to get, yeah, that's about where you'd be. Okay,
You got big smiles, Dave.
okay.
I don't mind. I wish I had a bathing suit on.
No, we just pick them up.
Pick him up?
Yeah, pick them up, put the head. But the gravity brings them aboard.
Yeah.
Because the mass is way centered. Okay. But it's not too uncomfortable, but that works. Now with a PFT, it's a little hard to get in, but it works. Okay, thank you. Okay, now if you can let it down now.
You got it.
Now if you're going to use this in the towed array, you'd use the first knot you got to, which is the 20-foot knot. But when you're on the short, just tossing it, to go to that knot means you got all this rope hanging around. It's much easier to have the short knot. Okay. Can we pull ourselves out to the side now? With the anchor?
Your lines a little bit. You can probably.
So when you use it out there in the water and kind of teabag it a little bit so it fills up,
You're going to bring the bow, just the whole boat.
and then motor or sail away from it.
All right, you're at the end of your line here, bow.
I would simply do a bowline here.
That should be good right there.
So when you're out on the water, you're basically tying the life sling rope onto the MOV, and this is just with it, so it's not in it so much. If you don't have a life sling, just put a spinnaker sheet on this.
Come back in.
Why don't you just take the anchor rope all the way to the pier, get a couple wraps around the
Don't worry about my boat. Back this way?
Yeah, why don't you do that? Yeah. Okay. I'll start getting this wet here. These MOB dummies are great. You can put them in a suitcase. You can ship them UPS. They're the only dummies in the world you can do that with
Okay, we'll do that.
easily.
So we move that one up this way. We're going to move that on the dock. Bring the bow line off.
If you want to get 10 feet further out, that would be enough.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little further.
Yeah, we don't need to be all the way filled. So right now this thing's beginning to fill with water. Gotta be patient.
That's my favorite.
Pushes up there a little bit. This is only 185 pounds. If some of you guys soaking wet, it's gonna be a lot more than 185 pounds. So if you imagine this is an MOB right now, reaching down and getting this up. Here you got grab handles and everything, it doesn't complain. I'm not gonna ruin my back on it, but getting this up on deck is not that easy. But having a spinnaker halyard available,
So much.
You guys want to go out a little further, or is that good enough? We can pull it out further if we need
a
to.
little bit more would be helpful.
We got to loosen this line up here, guys. That line's got to get loosened.
So,
We can shift it this way a little bit.
imagine this as an MOB that's in a life sling, and you're on the 20-foot knot or the 10-foot knot. Do the halyard? Yep. If there's ever midships where I am is kind of the crew boss because they can see the MOB. So, hoist, keep hoisting, don't stop. MOB alongside. And one arm on that winch and you're lifting it. Okay, put it back down. Put it up away from the fill with water. So it seems to be coming up fine. The lead, not perfect, but it's fine. You want to use the other hydrant. Want to use the other hydrant, so I want to choose the hydrant. Now if we walk into the stern, see how that works?
You have to take that line.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, you wouldn't bring anybody around the stern like this.
The one thing on the 33 too, where our mass is really radically fast.
You're either coming in sideways or you've sailed the boat with a little bit of speed and the lead line is trailing that direction in that case. Then bring him in here. Okay. Hey, it's great having a cup.
Oh, he's got it.
He's got it.
Got it. He drove over it. He looked between the holes on it. That's what he did. Yeah, this lighter one, surprisingly, we found it quite a bit easier to go up on that back beam. That beam. It was quite easy. Just you gotta. The big trick is just your sea state. That thing's going up and down real hard. But yeah, that's a little. Take one. Yeah. One less spot. I think the best thing to help us that day was letting the crew know that I have no control now. You got to get that jib out and get some. Yeah, you got to get the jib out to get out of this freaking irons. Right. Yep. I can back it around and play a bunch of games, but if you want to really go, get the freaking jib going.
Yeah, they got the jib backwinded, but I don't think they had the helm over all the way, did they?
No, it's still missing.
Yeah, the helm's over. Yeah. A little movement forward, so.
Yeah, so we got this 31.
Okay, so he's got the dummy as well.
Okay, so we had this 31 was in the Hove 2, and they never quite succeeded in stopping. They had the jib backwinded properly, the tiller was hard over properly, but the main was never eased enough, so that's what was making it go forward. So they had 2 out of 3.
So they should have put the traveler farther down and trimmed the main a little. Ease the main
go,
farther out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The main is so much bigger than the jib, you got to make sure you depower the main, otherwise it'll overpower even the backwinded jib.
He's got the stick.
Oh, he's got toss it.
Yeah.
That's it. Andy's about to fall off.
Pretty good job of stopping.
Tommy's point. That's always good.
Yeah, pointer. I wonder what their game plan is.
Someone keeping an eye on it.
Okay, it's bearing off. The bag's going to jive and head back.
So we need to go over here, guys.
Bachelorette party?
Yeah, we need to go over here. This is where all the girls are at.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, hold watching this
if
guy.
you see the drone launch and go, why is that over there? It's all girls. The hell goes to the girls?
All right, so they put the jib away.
Jibs rolled, yep. So it's hard to stop any boat on a reach, which is how they're approaching. There's a pretty high-speed save. It's okay for a stick, but not too good for a man in the water.
That's kind of cheeky. It's too fast to recover somebody.
That's right. they approached a little slower than last time. This might be pretty good. Hard to pick the guy up on the windward side is the only problem. And at high speed again. So they're on a reach again, which is still, I mean, they'll get the mark, but it's not great practice for picking up a victim.
Perfect.
Nice. Where's the body?
The body's right here. Jump
yeah,
into the
got
water,
it.
life sling's over here.
Yep, got it.
And the trick is that he'll make contact with it, which is good. Now you need a little hook on it.
They're going pretty slow. They hooked the victim on the first time, which is good. They're a true victim, he can hold on. Let's see what they do next.
Peter, can you stop right here?
Here's the leeward side pickup. Let's see what they do. They kind of stopped the boat pretty well next to the victim. Who's going to grab the victim? There we go. Look at that. That's pretty good. He headed up into the wind to stop the boat. The mainsail's nice and eased. I would say you might need more than one person, but in this case, one person pulled him right on there. That was pretty good. Yeah, that's not easy.
You make him spit out all the water that he's drank.
Yeah,
and
no,
get it
that's-
back on board.
Guy looks pretty strong. Success. That's good.
And the reality is that they did have the sling line around him.
Yes.
So the person in the water could have grabbed the line,
Right.
could have towed him
In the real
Right.
world, yep.
Right.
Okay, so they did everything pretty right. They had the helmsman had the helm hard over, the main sheet way east. They were going very nice and slow when they came by the victim, and they actually pulled the victim in with one person, and they hooked the halyard on and hoisted him up. So it kind of showed how you can do it pretty short-handed. It was amazing how they got him in with one person. Now they're just bringing the life sling back in. The only thing I might have been my preference might have been to leave the jib backwinded so he wasn't sailing quite so fast. Because that way you can really park the boat. With just the mainsail, you can see he still had some boat speed, and we've only got 5 knots of wind. Had it been 10, 15, 20 knots of wind, it's very hard to go very slow when you don't have a jib slowing you down.
Obviously, of course, we never really anticipated they would do it with dummy. Right. Yeah, you get it. That's a little hard because you got to pick it up. Maybe they have it tied. They might have, they might have it. Yeah, they must have it tied to it.
What's the plan of attack, I wonder? There we go, back in the jib, here we go. Could be good. So we got the Hove 2 method going here. So you can see the boat's going very, very slow. So the victim has a much better chance of not getting crushed. So if the helmsman wants to go sideways, he pushes the helm sideways. If he wants to go forward, he straightens out the helm. So they're making a nice approach. It looks like that victim's going to be right at the middle or slightly forward part of the AMA. Very nice. This is a textbook approach. Super slow, super safe. On the leeward side, right in the middle of the AMA. There they go. They got the victim. Got the halyard, hoisting him up, elevator up, almost safe. Great teamwork. That was a good program.
Yep.
They stayed real close the whole time. They didn't get a long way away, so it was very easy to maneuver knowing the approach.
They run jib, they've got the boat stopped.
Oh yeah, they really stopped dead in the water. Really did a good job.
Yep.
That was well done. That's how to do it right.
This is the D dock over here. Try the float just outside of the other float, not the D dock, the one further out on the other.
Okay, so they've got the staff in the water, about 6 boats lengths ahead of them. Right by the other power boat.
I gotta get it. Those boats sailing up there. So I've got to turn and come. So I'm still by the black boat. I gotta come into the cove.
So here's our 22, and here's our victim in the water. Not a victim, but just the staff, the rod. We're gonna do a jibe approach. They just leave the jib where it is, so they'll come into automatic Hove 2. If they jibe right here, yep, there's their jibe. Back it up, reverse. That's forward. Reverse.
No, you want me to
Reverse goes backwards.
Sorry.
We are looking at him.
Yeah, here's the staff.
I thought you...
Pick up to it. Hove 2, they let the jib across. They're going to approach it, we're thinking maybe a little too quickly, but let's see. And they're doing the wrong side of the boat. They're doing a windward pickup, I think. Unless he takes a right turn here, let's see what he does. There they go. Okay, now he's turning. There we go. Got it. Okay, well, that works for good. You sort of went head to wind and slowed it down.
Yes, sir.
That's a good method also.
Recovered on the...
Recovered. We're fully recovered. Port side, leeward side, recovered.
kitty tack or is he leaving it the wrong
He just
side?
did a regular tack. No hove 2 yet. But if he does it like last time, he's going to approach on starboard tack. So he's going to do one jibe and then come back slowly. Right now he's just coming back to the scene of the crime. Going pretty fast here. He's going dead downwind now. Thinking about a jibe. Let's see what he does. There's his jibe. And this time he's going to go hove 2. Let's see if he approaches a little slower than last time. Nope, he's way too far downwind from it.
You can't get to it
You
now.
can't get to it from here.
And your motor down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Let's see if he can get there. You realize he couldn't get up to it, so they're going to try another approach. They missed that one. Let's try it again.
It's on the motor side.
What's he doing? He's tacking right here. Nope. Setting up. They got a pointer pointing to the victim. It's always good. Okay, here's our tack. Let's see what his approach is going to be. Okay, so he didn't like the hove 2 method. He's going to maybe approach with the jib on the starboard side on port tack here. Main is well eased. He's coming to it with pretty full speed. He's approaching on the leeward hull, which is good. Good thing it's not a victim. He's going way too fast. Let's see what he does here. Is he going to swing into a hove 2? Yep, there's his jibe. Slow motion jibe. Maybe. Time is a factor. If you have an option, you want to pick him up faster than slower, but let's see what he does. It's not the only criteria, but too far to leeward and you can't make it up there again. That's what happened the last time he did a hove 2 method. He can't get quite up to the victim.
So at this point, you could free the jib, sail up a little bit, and then
right.
backwind it again.
Realize he made a mistake and get back up there. Yeah, with a hove 2, you cannot drift to windward. You only drift to leeward.
Exactly.
So he can only come toward us. He can't go up by the victim. So you got to have a new game plan.
Yep.
See, and again, that's where I think putting the motor down at this point and sails.
Right. Yeah.
You could stop it and motor up to it. You gotta be in between.
Oh.
No, wrong side of the boat. Oh, right between the hulls. Okay, he got it. All right. I wouldn't call that the optimum way because you got a lot of structure under those beams that could really hurt people.
Yeah.
It's really better to do like we talked, which is have the approach be on the leeward side of the leeward armor for the victim. I think that is definitely the safe way of going.
So they threw it out again.
Yeah, we're going to try it again.
I guess I'll come back and film again.
One more time try here, Avram. Let's see what you do this time. So the stick is in the water over there someplace. Yeah, right there. Sorry about the rocking. We're rocking.
The New York Golf Club's coming up here. Whole fleet of them. Want to get closer? That's not too good for your camera, is it? That's far away.
What's that?
Want us to be a lot closer?
Oh, no, we're fine.
You can catch
Yeah, I can
that?
zoom
You got
into
good
them.
zoom?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got really good zoom.
Roger that.
All right, he's going too far downwind again. He should have already jibed by now.
Done with that one?
You're done, yeah.
Okay.
Just drop it, we'll pick it up.
All right, they jibed.
Okay, he's doing the right thing as far as the hook too.
Roger that.
He's too far to lure, isn't he? Let's see if he can get up there.
Might make it this time.
Oh, there he is. Shit.
Roger that. We steer.
It's in between the hole. You just ran
They
it over.
ran him over, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
killed the guy. That one drowned.
Now he's dead. He got the jib over to hit him hard.
Perspective. If anything today, if they learn how hard it is,
Yeah.
they'll have respect for it.
Yeah.
If they don't have never tried it, don't know how it should know it'll be easy.
Try to roll in the jib this time. We got it.
Got it that time?
Yes.
On the leeward side.
Yeah. On the leeward side.
This time they went without jib.
They rolled right at the last moment. Yeah.
Oh, hold for it.
That's good. The opposite side is the motor. Yeah.
He's got motor down.
Yes. Yeah, he does. Winching it up.
Yeah, I think the control from the lifting side of it, as long as you don't have to screw up something, they can't lift them all of a sudden.
I guess the other advantage of doing the rear beam like you advocated was that people could see from the helmsless position what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
So with the victim down below water level, you can't see much. You don't know how close you are.
Yeah.
The fastest of anybody. And that's the full sail drop.
Seems like people like going to that back beam, don't they?
Yes. Well, a lot of times it is windy and communication's important. You can talk a lot easier when it's close to you.
Now it's actually drifted over to the other side. What side is his motor on? This is on fourth base.
Most of the things just right. The motor's on the port side, so they pulled the victim up on the starboard side. They pulled the victim up on the leeward side. That's right put over the rear beam, and we're saying that's a pretty good method because you can talk easy to the skipper can see. It's a much more visible victim than if the victim's on the homicide, so both sides are valid.
And we found sitting in the trough of a big wave, even big sea, sitting in the trough with our paperwork, we don't slide that much.
No, they're pretty good, yeah.
Okay.
Seat set properly. So you'll steer those over again. Okay, so first you got the main hard and the jib hard tension. Now they're doing the upwind drill with the telltales, so he's bringing the jib in, and he's checking the top telltale versus the bottom telltale, and then he's going to steer by that. So Avron's looking at the window in the jib, which is where the steering telltale is.
We're gonna go behind
The
you.
crew should graduate to the mainsail. Right now you can easily see the red telltales on the leech. Flow, stall, stall, flow, flow, flow. So the one right above the F22 is the panel he wants to be looking at for main sheet trimming, which nobody's doing, but he actually has it pretty good. The front one's working, the second one's working, third one's dancing, and the back one's stalled. So what he should do next is sail for a while. Sight 90 degrees down the rear beam of the hatch or something, tack and see if they actually tack at 90 degrees. Tack 90 degrees. Oh, he does. Windward. The main sail is on the center line. Jib, it looks like he's running about 3 or 4 inches in from the end of the spreader, what he had on the other tack. So this exercise, we can see the telltale's much better here. The upper row, flow, pretty much flow. Third one's partial flow, and the leech is stalled. So that's textbook main sheet trim for the top. Steering by the bottom telltales on the jib. One thing we didn't catch is whether he tacked to 90 degrees, so we didn't get a chance to look at that. So he's not sailing by the jib very well, so it's fully luffing there, so it's really a skipper's problem right there. There he goes, now he's heading down to get the jib looking right. Still off the top. Sort of in pinch mode as far as the steering style. Much for attack.
Should we go to another one?
Well, we're trying to film.
How would you like?
You got that on your camera? There you go.
Just tell me
So 90 degrees with the red brick building, he's heading way too high, so that's indicating that he's a pincher. He's not sailing by the trim of the jib, he's sailing by the luffing the jib. So you can't really blame the trim when you're not sailing by the telltales. The very first step is set the jib, and then observe whether the top and bottom are breaking evenly. Right now the top of this jib is luffing way prematurely, so he either needs to go the lead forward or he's just not sheeted in all the way. So the other tack, he had the jib about 4 inches inside the tip of the spreader. This one has the jib outside the spreader.